Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to my YouTube channel, Not Your Average Coach. I'm Corey Jones, and today I wanted to talk about staying motivated, how I do it, how you guys can think on a daily basis to in fact keep your motivation. Because you are going to hear a lot of people out there talking about how motivation is bullshit or it comes from within, this, that, whatever about motivation. But the truth is that motivation makes you do shit. It makes you act. When you are motivated, you act upon that motivation and you tend to get shit done. The question comes into play though is how long is that motivation going to last? And really the answer is however long we make it last, because motivation does come from within. There can be things that we see on the outside, on social media, YouTube, the internet, the news, within our fucking relationships every day that motivates us or that kind of sparks that motivation. But ultimately it is going to come from within. How badly we want some sort of goal to happen or some sort of achievement to happen is ultimately going to dictate our motivation. I talked about this in our group challenge. Motivation tends to come and go when we start something, when we commit to something. Typically the motivation is high. We start off fast, we hit the floor running, we go, go, go. And it's easy because we really want something at the time. The excitement is there. We are willing to put in the work to make it happen. But what happens when life comes around and kicks us in the face? Motivation will tend to die at times or kind of get into lows, and we don't necessarily see it anymore. We don't feel it, and it can be very discouraging to go out and do the tasks that are required to get to our ultimate goal. I'm talking things like, minor injuries, sicknesses, stress, anything that goes on in our day-to-day life that may make it much more difficult for us to get up and get going. These are going to be the things that kind of kill our motivation or at least suppress them for the time being. So how do we resurface that motivation? Well, first of all, I think having awareness of this whole idea of motivation needing to be resurfaced and that it is okay that motivation has highs and lows is going to be very important, because understanding that and realizing that you're not just broken or you don't just suck at whatever the fuck it is you're trying to do is very important in the mindset. Knowing that it is normal and acceptable for your motivation to go up and down, to not always be motivated, not always be excited about putting in the work. Understanding that is very important, because if you don't, it's going to be easy to get discouraged and be like, well, this isn't for me, or I shouldn't be doing this, I'm doing something wrong, call it quits, move on to the next thing, get motivated about that, and then go through this same cycle. Understand that you're not always going to want to do the hard work that is required to get to your goal. Once you understand that, you're going to be able to kind of battle through these lows when they do come. When something throws you off track or discourages you, distracts you, you're going to be able to kind of push through, because you know, hey, I may not want this based on my feelings in this very moment. My motivation and excitement may not be high, but what was my ultimate goal, or what is it that I'm trying to achieve that drove this motivation in the past? And that should allow you to kind of work through it. Let's talk about being an athlete. It requires a lot of consistency, a lot of hard work, both physically and mentally. When you first begin, again, the motivation is high. You're excited about putting in the hard work because your feelings, your endorphins, like you feel good about it. But then once you start to feel some soreness or some pain, fatigue, exhaustion, it's easy to stop. Now that we're aware though, because we understand the first part of this is just being aware that it's not always going to be exciting, now we still got to show up and put in the work. Because what I like to do is I like to think back on what my ultimate goal is. What was I excited about when I first started? Say I'm starting my fitness journey for the very first time. What was I excited about? Did I see a picture? I'm like, dude, I could only imagine how good it feels to look like that guy. Do I have a sport that I want to participate in, and I want to seek that glory that comes with either winning it or just showing up and getting the experience from that sport? What was it in the beginning that got me motivated? I'm not feeling that right now because I'm in the day-to-day. I'm feeling the stress, and I'm feeling the discouragement. I'm feeling the soreness. Maybe I had a day where I didn't perform like I had been performing before. Maybe I'm not at my peak performance for this week, or I regressed a little bit. What was it initially that got me so excited? Think back to that. Try to reignite that motivation and remember what the reasoning was behind why you're doing it. What was it that motivated you in the beginning? And see if that kind of surfaces that motivation. You'll probably find that you'll be like, oh, fuck yeah, maybe you watch the movie Rocky Balboa, or you imagine yourself getting your hand raised, or whatever it is that is kind of like at the end of your journey, or a goal that you're trying to reach and see if that doesn't get you to get off your ass and go on a run or do something. It probably will. But you have to remember that it's going to come and go. You're going to constantly be having to resurface that motivation. Think back. Don't think about your day-to-day. Don't think about the rough day that you had. Don't think about the failed PR attempt. Don't think about the negative things that happen. Those are going to happen throughout your fitness journey or whatever journey you're on that's really taking you to your goals, whether it be fitness or business, whatever it is. Whatever requires motivation, there's going to be ups and downs. There's going to be days where you feel like you're doing worse than before, and that's completely fine. Think back to what originally motivated you and realize that throughout the journey there's going to be ups and downs, there's going to be challenges. Bring that fire back to light, okay? Now, there's going to be some times when this doesn't work, so what do you do then? Well, I like to say overcommit. Just go fucking do it. I'm training for a fight right now, and my cardio needs to be at a certain level. How am I going to get there? By doing cardio every single day. Well, guess what? Sometimes my body and my mind just doesn't want to do it. I think back about fighting or getting my hand raised. Sometimes that doesn't do it. I just fucking go and run. Whatever my cardio is, I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to start. It sucks. I don't want to do it. I'm just going to start. And typically once my heart rate gets going and the blood gets flowing, the endorphins start flowing through my body, I feel good about it again. And I feel all of a sudden I'm fucking motivated again. But it was only going to happen because I started doing something. I started whatever it was that was my task for that day that I didn't want to do originally. And now I'm doing it. It's making me feel good about my goals again because it's bringing back that motivation, but it's also making me feel accomplished. You're not going to get this feeling from sitting on your ass and thinking about it. Sometimes you will. Sometimes you can think about something and it can light that fire and get you up and get you going. But sometimes life is just too challenging and you feel like shit. You're sad. Your emotions are running wild. Whatever the case may be, sometimes you just got to act. You got to ignore those emotions. You got to ignore the feelings and get moving. Sometimes getting moving is the best thing that you can do because it's going to reignite that motivation. So be aware. Be aware of motivation coming and going. Be aware of discouragement and failure and things not going your way, things discouraging you, making you not want to continue on. Think back to why you originally started. What got you so damn excited in the beginning? Because the reason that got you excited hasn't changed. That excitement should still be there. You've just hit a wall or you've hit an obstacle that's making it challenging to see that vision, to see the light at the end of the tunnel. Think back to it. And at the very least, just get something done. Instead of sitting on your ass and feeling bad for yourself or thinking about why you're not cut out for this or how you could do better, just fucking go and put some effort in. Once you start putting effort in, you're gonna feel a little bit more accomplished and it's gonna drive that motivation. But this is almost an endless cycle. This is a process, it's a journey. It's not gonna be easy. You're not always gonna be motivated. You can't look to outside sources all the time to motivate you, whether you have a coach or your support system. Sometimes they're gonna do the opposite and they may discourage you a little bit more. Whatever, think back to what made you feel so good about this in the beginning? What got you excited? Why were you doing this from the very beginning? There was some sort of emotional attachment. I guarantee you there had to be. Resurface that. Commit to something. Do something. I don't give a shit if your ankle hurts and you can't run. Go do a hand bike. Do something to get the blood flowing and to feel any bit of accomplishment at the end of that day. You might get to the end of the day and be like, well, I couldn't run and my goal is to do a triathlon, so this really sucks. But I still worked on my breathing. I still worked on my conditioning. I still burned some calories and helped with my weight management. Whatever the case may be, you still did something. And I guarantee you it's gonna make you feel a lot better about it. Motivation comes and goes. Don't let it control you, but you in fact need to control it. You need to control your emotions and your feelings, and you will get to where you want to be. Hey, hopefully you guys like this video. If so, please like it, share it with your friends, make some comments, ask questions, whatever. Subscribe to my channel. Until the next one, take care, guys.